So I took some tax classes in graduate school and knew there. I started to get a sense. I said, this isn't for me. What it comes down to being introvert or extroverted is where you get your energy from. And so for me as an introvert, I get my energy from that quiet time, that alone time. Being around a lot of people and going to conferences for me as an introvert is actually draining. It takes a lot of energy for me, where being an introvert gives me energy. I tell people my husband is the exact opposite. He's an extrovert. So he is Mr. Life of the party, can walk around talking to people, and he lives for that. And for me, in knowing that if I'm able to, if there's a conference I'm going to and it's maybe an all-day conference, the next day it's either a day I take off from work or a day that I would work from home, just to give me that time to get my energy back. And so that's why I learned how to do it. So I have that extroverted side of me. And I think some of that just came from being married to my husband, because I feed off of that a bit. And he's helped me with that as well when it comes to networking. But it's just knowing that about me and just scheduling things around that. So, hey, I have a 2 or 3 day conference I'm going to go to. I'm going to take some time off after to get that energy back, because that's where I get it from. But when it comes to the accounting profession, I could talk about it all day, every day to anyone that wants to listen and wants to hear about it. To the point now, I have a MA CPA mask that I wear sometimes, when I go out. And I had a couple come up to me and said, oh, wow, you're a CPA. My son is interested. He's studying accounting now and he's interested. So I gave him my business card. I said, have him reach out to me. I would love to talk to him about the profession and the great opportunities that are there. And so now I guess I am a spokesperson for the profession, and I'm proud of it, and we'll continue to do it. And that pulls that extroverted side of me in just talking about the great things within our profession. So I took some tax classes in graduate school and knew there. I started to get a sense. I said, this isn't for me. Just all the tax laws. And I said, oh my God, who can keep up with this? I also knew tax wasn't for me when I first started taking the CPA exam, and I took regulation first, and I bombed it pretty bad. And the area that I did the worst on was tax. And I said, I think this may be a sign. I said, between the classes and the CPA exam, this just doesn't feed me. But audit, just with taking the classes and learning about it and then starting my career in that with KPMG, I said, I loved it. I spent time at IBM doing kind of advisory consulting work for a year. So I went to KPMG, did audit for 3 years. After the great recession finally was over, I decided to see what else was out there and went the advisory route. And I did it for a year and did not like it. I went back to public accounting as an auditor. That is just what I like to do. I just like the thinking, the critical thinking that comes with it. Again, having that inquisitive mindset, asking questions and digging in the research. I enjoy that. So for me, it was the opportunity to work in audit, but also, again, just with the classes and learning about tax. It just, again, I never liked doing my own taxes, let alone when I want to do that for someone else. But I have people that are the opposite. They love taxes and hate audit. And it's perfectly fine. I said, there's enough work in different areas to spread around for all of us. And that is the great thing with our profession, is there's the audit, there's tax, there's consulting, advisory. We have new areas now of ESG. There's areas regarding technology that you can become involved in. And don't even get me started on the industries that you can work in. I mean, it's just a facet, a major amount of options that you can pursue in our profession. And so I do my best when I can to tell, young people that have an interest in accounting. I said, it is so much more than tax and bookkeeping or even just audit. I know some people that never did any kind of auditing or looked at financial statements much in their life. They're more on the consulting advisory side. If you think about it, accountants, we're involved in every aspect of any business or organization you can think of, from your public companies to private companies to government to nonprofits to education, anything, healthcare, anything you can think of, there's an accountant somewhere in there. And more than likely also a CPA as well. And so I tell young people to just open their minds and say, if there's any company that you're interested in. I had one young man one time, he said, I love Nike. You don't think Nike has accountants that work for them? Or someone said, I'm a Dallas football fan. I'm a Washington football team fan. But I said, you know what? Guess what? They have accountants too. And it just like, wow. I'm like, yes, we touch every aspect of any organization you can think of. Every industry, there is an accountant involved. When you're talking about business and money and finances, we are there. And I'm hoping that, I change these individuals' mind about not thinking about accounting and putting them in that, pursuing that path. Again, knowing just the opportunities and options that are out there.